Nobel laureates. 49 women since 1903, when Marie Curie received her first Peace Nobel Prize for physics. 49 women have accomplished the highest award dedicated to humanity. It is male chauvinism and male domination that has abused this earth and mankind to a degree that is unacceptable. It is women that have been for too long ignored. Their voices have been for too long neglected. And many still see them as simply objects that should remain in the kitchen, take care of children, and have no voice. And it is the same kind of attitude that is in the minds of the abuser when they abuse women. It is just simply a slave to the natural desire, as they see it, to dominate and to show domination in every aspect of life. We, the Light Kingdom Party, AXJ Global News Network, Hermes de Carthusius, allege that the world would be better off if women would have ruled Earth and not man. We would have no nuclear weapons, we would have no chemical weaponry, and leadership would not be founded on the same soil as we see it today. They speak about Democrats using whatever means in order to not elect Mr. Kavanaugh. Royal, noble, honorable brothers and sisters from around the world, regardless when, how long ago, a woman comes forward to expose herself entirely to the rest of the world, to communicate her abuse, her voice cannot be seen as a tactical political maneuver. Her voice must be foremost seen as a cry out in aspects of humanity and in aspects of discrimination. When a woman has been abused by a man, there is no excuse for it, and in fact, a man that is capable of abusing a woman is capable to much more violent and criminal things. And therefore, it is essential that we go to the bottom of such investigation and don't see a campaign again against an individual that has been elected, as we allege, again on a foundation of deceit and political, cold, strategic actions that reinforce nothing else as the power of the presidency and its survival. And therefore, we need to address that when it is communicated that women should be silenced, that women should have no right to communicate that they are victims of a crime, then that would reflect to any sort of crime. And when we come to a point where individuals that are victims of a crime, and such victims cannot communicate it, are disabled, their voices concealed and silenced, then we have left every possible foundation of humanity here in this nation and around the world. It is one thing that we need to address here very clearly, and this is to you, Mr. Kavanaugh. As a judge, you have seen the voices of the people, and unfortunately, many people here in this nation do not agree with your election. Additionally, as a man of the law, you're witnessing the concealment of 100,000 documents. And as we can see in the case of Christine Blasey Ford, a single incident, a single document, a single subject matter decides about your nomination, and if you are in fact a man that is capable to take such position and to maintain it with ethical conduct, honesty, and due diligence. And therefore, when you are confronted with the factual reality that someone is accusing you, then you have to be, as a judge, the voice of such victim and communicate to the Republican Party, to Mr. Trump, that in fact you demand an FBI investigation and that in fact you demand the release of 100,000 pages of evidence that would clear you, because a man of honor, Mr. Kavanaugh, has nothing to hide, and whatever there is in your past, stand firmly behind it with honor and integrity. After all, nobody is perfect. We all make mistakes. But as a man of the law must be your superior foundation for every decision you make. And therefore, for you as a judge, to ignore the material fact that 100,000 documents are concealed and not made available to the public and to every senator in the American Senate, along with the material fact that you are facing potentially sexual abuse charges and conduct that might be associated and affiliated with Mrs. Ford, under such foundation, you should be the one that orders every involved party to apply common law and to be open. And additionally, sometimes when one loses, he in truth wins. Honorable Mr. Kavanaugh, you have been elected by a man that we allege is an illegitimate president. The means how this presidency has been gained, and Robert Mueller will confirm that, and how many slander campaigns are directed to the FBI and Mr. Mueller. The facts and documents and witness testimony will prove that in fact this presidency is not of legitimate nature, and that in fact plenty of illegal conduct has been involved in the process of achieving such position and in achieving the wealth that Mr. Trump claims to have. And therefore, Mr. Kavanaugh, as a man of the American judicial system, you should foremost view your honor as the most essential part of such decision. And when you are elected by such man, by such individual, it is your choice to say, Mr. Trump, I respectfully decline. I do not want to be, at this point of time, under your presidency, your candidate. You would have won in the eye of the public everything. You would have won in the eye of the judicial system great respect, and you would have achieved in the future the position that you're now so desperately seeking, on a foundation that we allege is forced upon the people, a decision that they reject, as they have rejected the tax cut to the rich. And still, it was sanctioned by the Republican Party because the voice of the people did not matter until now. The Light Kingdom Party is making certain that the voice of the people matters, and that whatever needs to be said is said, because we are the light, and we risk our own life for the greater cause of illumination here in the United States and worldwide.